Hi all, this is PhoneArena with a video review of the Samsung C3530, a traditional candy bar style cell phone by Samsung with a proprietary OS and a small 2.2-inch TFT screen, which is not a touch screen, just the regular screen with a resolution of 240 by 320. And the first thing you notice when you fire up the phone is the screen, of course, and unfortunately it has very bad viewing angles. But otherwise the phone has a nice design. It looks stylish with a brushed metal back and a nicely looking front side. On the top you can find the earpiece, and then below there is the two buttons to confirm actions in the menu, as well as the call and end key and the D-pad to navigate through the menu. There is also the 12 buttons for the traditional keypad, and on the bottom part you find the microphone, while on the left hand side you have the volume rocker, and on the back you can find a 3.2 megapixel camera which lacks flash, and there is also the speakerphone. On the top of the device you can find a 3.5 standard headphone jack and a micro USB charging slot which is protected like this. The main accents of this phone is its stylish design. It is made out of brushed metal and it has a good looking front side. It's pretty lightweight at only 3.2 ounces, and it's pretty thin as well with a size of 0.46 inches, slightly less than half an inch. And even though we like the design, we find the price to be a bit too much. At just below $200, the phone doesn't offer almost any connectivity. It comes with Edge on board only, no Wi-Fi. So let's take a look at the interface and see if it can surprise us with something there. The interface of the Samsung C3530 is really nothing extraordinary. It is the familiar interface we saw on previous phones like the C3500, a phone by Samsung released almost more than a year ago. And what you see when you fire up the phone is the home screen, where you have a couple of shortcuts to the most used functions like the inbox, create a message, and you can also access your music player. And there are shortcuts to the mobile versions of Google, Facebook, and Twitter. Below you can see the contacts bar, where you have last events from your contacts, and you can also call them or send them a message from here. And the last thing that you see below is the date and the time. Next thing that we'll look at is the main menu. The phone comes with 9 pre-installed games, and 3 of them are in their full versions. And there are also some interesting demos like Pac-Man and Asphalt 4. Which we pretty much like, but unfortunately these are only limited editions of the games. And one of the strong selling points of this device is its music player and its music capabilities. So let's take a look at the music player, and let's try to play a random song at maximum volume. And this is how the music player looks and sounds. So if you want, you can take a look at the shortcut on the home screen, and you can easily close it by pressing the end key. So the sound quality of the Samsung C3530 is pretty good and pretty average actually. The phone comes with a 3.2 megapixel camera with no flash. The camera produces some pretty average results. Let's take a look at the images we took with the C3530 in outdoor conditions, and that's how the media gallery looks like. And you can't really see much on the small 2.2-inch screen, but the quality of the images is just about average. The phone can't replace your digital camera, but still you can use it sometimes when you forget your snapper. The contacts part of the menu is also pretty standard. The phone supports up to 1000 contacts plus the SIM contacts, so it should be plenty for your needs. And let's check out the browsing. The phone comes with only Edge connectivity. There's no 3G or Wi-Fi. And as you can see, if we try to load a very graphically intensive website such as PhoneArena.com, the phone unfortunately runs out of memory and it can't load the website correctly. We'll have to wait for a couple more seconds to see the memory outage message. You navigate the browser with the navigational D-pad and you use the volume controls to zoom in and out. And there is also a shortcut to the mobile version of Facebook, which is not a dedicated Facebook client, just a standard mobile version of Facebook that you can open from your computer as well. And that's how it looks like. Let's check out the zoom in controls by using the volume up key. You can enlarge the letters. Overall, it works pretty smooth, but it cuts on most of the images. So while the browser is usable, it is not the best out there, and it's definitely doesn't perform well when you try to load a more graphically intensive website. And typing messages with the numeric keypad is also pretty standard. You have your email inbox and your messages all in one place. So let's check out the email inbox. And that's how a received mail looks like. And actually, typing is not very hard. It just takes a little more time as you only have the numeric keypad. Otherwise, it's pretty standard. Call quality is essential for a phone with such a small screen. That's why we tested it in various conditions, but luckily we found it to be performing pretty well. And our callers reported hearing us loud and clear, and the same was the case on our side. So we're pretty happy with the calling quality of the C3530. When it comes to battery life, the C3530 ranks pretty high with 14.5 hours of talk time. And in standby mode, it lasts for 18 days, which is pretty impressive. Overall, it's a good looking phone, but it's a bit too pricey at just below $200. For such a price, you can find many alternatives. We can suggest one in the face of Nokia C3 Touch and Type, which is in the almost the same form factor, and it just has a slightly larger screen at 2.4 inches, and it is a smartphone. You get 3G connectivity as well, but the choice is up to you. This might be appealing to Samsung fans, so take a look at the phone and decide for yourself.